we'll be sure to get you out well before the top of the hour. Give you time to get those bets in for those primetime games. And what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we give you live free picks for all the primetime games. Of course, we get help from our Pick Dogs crew. And let's take a look at who's on the show for today. We got Chris Ruffolo will serve as co-host. James Clark will join us, as will Shane Mickle. You see Shane Mickle, top of the leaderboard, is doing very well the past week. Alex Smart will join us, as will Tony Brown, masked up on location again. And he's had good luck in those locations, so we'll get to him with Pick Dogs. Of course, Ninos, Rod Zawacki, and of course, as always, Damian Sosh will join us bottom of the hour. Let's take a look at the lineup and how they'll appear on the show for tonight. It'll be Smart, Brown, Ninos, Zawacki, Mickle, Clark, Ruffolo, Sosh, and then we'll close this show off. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Chris. Chris, you ready for the show? How did the YouTube shows go today? We need sound, my man.
I'm clearly not back at 100% yet, but it's the way the cookie crumbles, and it's an inside joke for certain people. But we had a bit of a speed bump with Akron today, but that's fine. You know what? We're going to get them back tonight, and we got another 4 quality picks that we had in the evening, so I'm feeling really confident about those YouTube picks tonight.
Outstanding. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the show. Let's welcome Alex. You might find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing great out here in SoCal where it's 80-plus degrees, but we're doing well out here.
Good stuff.
All right, you're going to be looking at some hockey here at 10 Eastern Time as Vancouver will host Edmonton. Edmonton laying $1.30, total sits here at 6.5.
Yeah, so we're over here in Canuckville, and these teams, I don't know what it is, no matter what group of players are on the ice, they have played some very tight, low-scoring games here. And we've only had one over in the last 11 meetings here in Vancouver. Now, this is leading up to what I'm indicating. Looks like an underbet here. You know, Edmonton's defense has really picked up the pace lately. They've allowed 2 or less goals in 6 of the last 7 games. Now, we all know they've got Connor McDavid and an array of offensive stars, but it looks like the system they've decided to play is a grinding, physical type of system, and I think they're going to, especially here away, they're going to really grind away, and they're getting good results. So I think that's the kind of situation we have tonight, and because of that, I'm looking at an underwager.
All right, Alex Smart here. Take Vancouver and Edmonton under total of 6.5 points. Of course, Chris, I know you and Rod do the hockey videos here on Pick Dogs. You looked at this game.
Well, since we cover every game, I think we kind of had to. But you know what? I've got to agree on the under just because I agree with Alex. You know, Edmonton has stepped up their play lately. The only X factor here is going to be which Vancouver shows up. Is it going to be the Vancouver that shows up and is down 6-1 by the end of the second period, or are we going to get an actual, competent performance from Thatcher Demko or Braden Holtby in goals? So I think that's what you're going to have to watch out for. But as far as Edmonton goes, Alex is right. You know, Edmonton stepped it up, and they're not just a one-trick pony anymore offensively. They're doing it defensively as well. So I lean towards the under here. I can see this one getting to 6.5 is a little bit much.
All right, going to be here on the under 6.5, Vancouver and the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, this one, 10 Eastern Time. Watch it on NHL Center Ice package. All right, Alex, good night of hoops. We got hockey, NBA, and college. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we've got some NBA. We've got one key NHL selection for tonight. And moving forward, we're moving towards March Madness and all the big action. And I'll have all kinds of it here for you, ready to make our bankrolls expand to, well, hey, man, there's no limit. Let's just go for it.
Let's go for it. Exactly. Here with Alex Smart. You see the numbers here in NHL, over 250 units of profit documented. And get on board with Alex. You want to get his one-day pass, or why not get those long-term passes? That's the best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. When you get a long-term pass, you get every play that Alex releases on the site. You set the terms when you go over to the profile page there on Pick Dogs Premium. All right, to Alex, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Okay, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Alex Smart here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on now our coverage. More hockey here. We got a lot of hoops coming up. We're going to get we'll get some hockey first, and we got a lot of hoops after that. So let's go ahead and welcome Tony Brown to the show on location. Tony Brown, he's masked up. Let's go ahead and bring him, and you'll see him at top of the leaderboards over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's currently number 1 in NHL. Tony, how you doing today?
Good, man. Just trying to follow Governor Slack's rule here with the mask. Be safe for a little while, but I always got to stop by and do the show.
All right, let's try to get center here on that 3-shot. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look at the game you'll be looking at here. This is the TV game on NBC Sports Network as the Capitals will the Penguins. The Penguins here are favored here, $1.15, total 6.5.
Yeah, it's weird. This is like the best rivalry in hockey. You know what I mean? It's not as big as like a Green Bay and Chicago, but in hockey, it's as big as it gets. Sid the Kid, Alexander Ovechkin, and these teams are always pretty even. Pittsburgh had the upper hand on them the last 4 games. They had to take 3 out of the 4, but Washington took the last one. So you know what I always say, 1 win to start a streak, 1 loss starts a slump. I think Washington starts the win streak in their favor this time. They won the last game in Pittsburgh. This game's in Washington, and we all know Pittsburgh is just horrible. They're night and day away from home. Just 2 wins and 2 ties dating back to last. I like that trend to continue, and Ovechkin and the Capitals get the win at home.
All right, Tony Brown here on the Capitals minus 105 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one here, 7 Eastern time, NBC Sports Network. This is your TV game. All right, Chris, your thoughts here on this Capitals Penguins?
Yeah, don't adjust your set. Tony and I are actually going to agree on a game tonight. I like the Capitals as well. You know what? It's just, I've said before, I think this Penguins team is on the decline a little bit. I just think the goaltending is a representation of that. You know, they still have Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, but Tristan Jarry and Casey DeSmith aren't guys that are going to get you far going forward. And I still think this is a rivalry, but I think Washington holds the edge here, so I'm going to take the Caps as well.
Washington edge here, minus 105 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, Tony Brown, that's your play here. Let's take a look here at the numbers. Man, you are not just this week, it's been for a couple of weeks where you've just been doing fantastic work over at Pig Dogs Premium. Right now, past 30 days, 1,740 units of profit. That is all documented. When you go to Pig Dogs Premium, you'll see every play that Tony's released when you go to his profile page. He's #1 in hockey. No surprise because he's been performing well in hockey the past several years. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Nothing, man. Same old same, Tony. It's like you said, no surprise. That's my favorite word in that whole thing. It's no surprise. It's not food. It's not luck. It's not nothing but math, man. We study hard. We work hard, and we're cashing in. #1 this week, I think. This month, last 30 days overall. Like, we're just killing it over there. And if you want to make some money, jump on board. We have my weekly, monthly, and full-year subscriptions. You don't have to pay per sport or per play. You get everything that I got, playoffs, championship picks included, for the one low price. And want to check me out for the day? We got our daily passes. Make some money and keep it flipping. I don't know. The numbers speak for themselves. Just look at the numbers, and if you like making money, then grab up.
That's right. Get on board here with Tony Brown's over at Pig Dogs Premium. Look, we might have lost him here, but you see the numbers there. They've been outstanding past 30 days, over 1,700 units of profit. Get on board with Tony Brown right now. Get that one-day pass, or again, why not just go with the 30-day all-sports pass? The way Tony's performing has been outstanding. You'll get every play that Tony Brown releases for 30 days. That would be NBA, college hoops, of course, NHL is in play. So get on board now. Tony Brown, you see what he's doing over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on here on the show. I just want to remind you guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. Now, it all gets started every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show with Mitch. You got Mitch, you got Rod Zawacki, you got Chris, you got Brian Bittler. They'll get you started. Of course, we got our 2 YouTube premium shows in there. Of course, you want to subscribe to those YouTube premium shows. So be a member. You'll find the link. Sometimes we get the link in the chat room, or you can find the link over at Pig Dogs website as well for YouTube Premium. And of course, we come on Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and every Wednesday it is the MMA show at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and there's spot shows with MMA, with the MMA show. Whenever there's a card, there'll be spot shows. So most importantly, subscribe, set those notifications, so when we're live, you get notified and can tune in and get those free picks. And of course, we always remind you guys, give us that thumbs up, that like. You help us build our audience. We greatly appreciate that. Chris, that's really helpful for us.
Absolutely, it is. It helps us to no end, and I mean, it's one of the few things in life that helps you out a bunch. It doesn't really cost you anything, and you know, it helps us out a ton as well. It helps us be able to give you guys, you know, awesome content that we've been able to put out. You know, we have, like Tony mentioned, the YouTube Premium. That's only been a new thing for us lately, but you know, the thing that's been consistent this whole time is just the subscriptions and the thumbs up, because those help us out the most. Hey, you know what? It helps you guys because, you know, we're able to bring on some new cappers, you know, like all the guys we've been bringing in lately, all the guys and girls, and we're going to have more coming in very soon as well. So, keep your eyes peeled, but definitely if you guys can help us out with a thumbs up and a subscription, that really helps us out a bunch.
All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's go ahead and welcome Al Ninos to the show. You'll find him over here at Pig Dog Stream. Our last hockey pick of the day will come from Al, and then it's hoops the rest of the way. Al, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing very well, very well. All right, let's take a look at the game you've selected here. 7 Eastern time. Got the Blue Jackets hosting the Blackhawks. Blue Jackets laying $1.15, total 5.5.
Yeah, I just don't see how the Blue Jackets can be laying anything to anyone right now. The Blackhawks will be coming into this one pretty banged up, but they are playing the better hockey. They have the much better goalie, which I think will be their biggest advantage in this matchup. And line came down a little bit. They were a little plus something. Now they're about even money. Maybe you could get plus 103, 104, maybe 105 closer to pick puck drop. But anyways, around even money, I think we're getting some good value on the team playing better hockey. So I'm going to go with the Blackhawks here, Chicago Blackhawks on the money line.
All right, Al Ninos here. We'll be looking at the Chicago Blackhawks, a money line plus 100 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. All right, Chris, your thoughts on this one between the Blackhawks and Blue Jackets?
Yeah, I think my stronger lean was just towards the under. I just think this is going to be a hard-fought physical game. I can see 5 goals, max 3-2, whichever way you slice it. Whoever wins this game, I think, is going to definitely earn it. But I lean towards Chicago from a value standpoint. But I think my stronger lean was to the under this one.
All right, Blackhawks plus 100 against Columbus Blue Jackets. Chris leaning to the under in this one. All right, this one will start 7 p.m. Eastern time on NHL Center Ice Package. All right, Al, good night tonight. Lots of hoops, NBA. We've got college as well as hockey. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I got a 5-pack with my 3 NBA plays, my favorite college basketball player of the night, as well as my favorite NHL play.
All right, guys, get on board with Al Ninos, that one-day pass. He got an NHL pass. He's got some hoops up there. Of course, get on board and, of course, take those winnings from your one-day pass, upgrade to the long-term pass. That's where the value is. We also have 2-for-1 cappers up there. You can match Al with another capper of your choice, maybe Al and Al, or maybe Al and Chris, or maybe Al and Radzawacki, or Al and Mitch. Whatever you do, you pick the second capper there over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Al, it's always great having your show. I know we check you out in the chat room a lot, so have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
I will see you guys then, and probably in the chat before then, yeah. But have a good week, guys, and enjoy the games tonight.
Enjoy the games tonight. All right, Al Ninos here on the drive-thru. You know, Chris, we're just growing and growing with more and more cappers to fill our show.
Absolutely, it's insane. I mean, you know, when we first did the drive-thru, how many cappers did we have? We only had a handful that were on 5 days a week, and now we've got everyone that's on the website, almost everyone's on the website coming in. We've had top guys, you know, Alex Morty, Tony Brown, familiar faces, you know, Alex Smart, yourself, myself, Rod. Man, it keeps growing and growing, and man, I'm excited to see what happens for us in the future as well.
Absolutely. Let's continue on here on the drive. Hoops the rest of the way. We got a lot of NBA, a lot of college basketball coming your way, guys. So hit that thumbs up, that like, and we greatly appreciate that. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Welcome, Rod, to the show. You'll find him on Pig Dogs Premium. He's also part of the morning crew at 10 a.m. Eastern time every single day. Rod, how you doing today?
Well, we're doing great, Tony. Absolutely wonderful. If you tune in the morning show, looks like our the morning show birdcage I gave out is definitely well in hand here, as Miami, Ohio is well in the lead.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Which was the last leg of that parlay. So,
all right, beautiful.
Good start for the day.
Good start for the day. Awesome. All right, let's get down on here with the prime time here. SEC Network, 7 Eastern time, has Georgia hosting LSU. It's the road team, LSU laying 4.5, total 166.
Yeah, LSU is on the road and they are laying the points, but for good reason. For me, this LSU team, their offense is just beast. This Georgia defense, not so beast. This Georgia defense has the ability to give up 100 points in no time flat. And Georgia here, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games. LSU's going the other way. They've won their last 3 games and convincingly they beat up Mississippi State, Auburn, and Tennessee. 3 big wins here. So LSU here, they're just looking to increase their better seed for the tournament. And I think they've already beat Georgia once this year. They only beat them by 2, but I think they beat them by a little more than 2 today. As that team, they're definitely rolling right now. And Georgia this year has been just too inconsistent for my liking. One game they have a good game, one game they have a bad game. One game they give up 100 points. One game they hold teams to 80. Now, I'm gonna take LSU, the more consistent, better team, the way better offense. Lay the points. Take LSU.
Right. Rod Zawacki here. Lay the points, 4.5. LSU against Georgia, SEC Network to televise. All right, Chris, your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet because Rod took a lot of the good points. We agreed on it this morning. Georgia's a good cover team at home, but you know what? This LSU team across had just a great offense, sixth in Ken Palm in terms of adjusted offensive efficiency. All Georgia's up in the 150s in terms of defensive efficiency. I think only laying 4.5 on the road, I think is a pretty good number to be at. So I'll lay the points with LSU as well.
All right, LSU laying the points here, 4.5 against Georgia. This one to tip off 7 Eastern time on the SEC Network. All right, Rod, let's take a look here tonight over at Pig Dogs Premium. A lot of hoops, NBA, college, as well as NHL. What you got going on over at the premium site?
Yeah, definitely lots of hoop action tonight. I've got Tackle the Books Tuesday. I've got you covered with 3 NBA, 3 college basketball, and 1 10-star NHL pick of the day. Don't miss out on these golden opportunities as we're going to tackle the books tonight and cash in big. Loving today's card. As we can see already, I'm already off to a nice start. Big start.
Yes, that birdcage coming in. Great job here with Rod Zawacki. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Tackle the books tonight. Get his one-day pass. And, of course, the best value is going with the upgrade over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got the 3, 7, and 38 pass. It'll be every play that Rod releases on the site. He does NBA, college hoops, NHL. A good time to get on board here with Rod Zawacki because that will cover you through the conference tournaments and college hoops, Rod, as we're getting close here to the start of them.
We are, yeah. We're definitely getting close to the big dance. Well, at least we know it's not going to get canceled this year. So, yeah, definitely jump on that. I've got my NC, my tournament package reduced. You get everything from college basketball down there for $195.
Wow, that's a great deal right now. All his college hoops right now to the end of the tournament at a reduced price. So check out Rod Zawacki over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, it's always great having you show. You're back here tomorrow, but we catch you in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and Company. Of course, those YouTube premium shows in between.
You bet. We got lots of contests of free picks, getting everybody lots of winners. Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, Chris, with some more winners.
And he's muted again. Chris, we got
uh-oh. Right and early was what I said.
Bright and early, yeah. I bet. Thank goodness he was muted.
Definitely the way the cookie crumbles, eh?
That's right. The lip readers, you got them rolling over here. All right, Rod, have yourself a great night. All right, we'll continue on here on the drive-thru, and it's time to bring in Shane Mickle. Man, you've seen Shane Mickle the past week atop of the leaderboards over at Big Dogs Premium. He's making his run again in the NBA. Shane, here you go. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. All right, you're going to be looking here at college hoops. This one on Big Ten Network as Nebraska will host Penn State. Penn State Nittany Lions favored on the road by 6.5. Total sits here 145.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a very popular game tonight. 2 teams that have no chance of making the tournament. Both have played terrible. But I think there's some value here with Nebraska on the money line. They've only had 1 Big Ten win this season. That was over Penn State. But that's not really the reason I'm taking them here on the money line. They've been more competitive of late. Penn State really struggles to score on the road over the last 5 games overall. They're only averaging about 63 points per game. Nebraska at home can score, averaging 71 points per game. I'm going to take my shot here. Take Nebraska on the money line. I think it's about plus 250, plus 255.
All right, here on Shane Mickle, take Nebraska money line, big plus money against the Penn State Nittany Lions. All right, Chris, boy, I look at that and I said it's a good take, worth a shot here with Nebraska. Penn State's no great shakes.
Well, especially the fact that I think just from a standpoint of just looking at numbers on the surface, I'm not laying 6 points on the road with Penn State. And, there is a ton of value to the money line considering that Nebraska's already beat Penn State this season. And they're outscoring teams by 4 points a game at home this year. So I think there's plenty of value. I think it's worth a shot taking Nebraska on the money line.
No doubt about that. Nebraska money line plus 215 against Penn State. This one gets started at 8 Eastern time on Big Ten Network. All right, Shane, let's take a look at what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium. I know you've been doing fantastic work. Look at that NBA, nearly 1,250 units of profit. That is all documented. When you go to the profile page over at Pig Dogs Premium for Shane, you'll see every play he's released. What a performance in the NBA. What you got going on?
Yeah, my NBA is starting to heat up. But overall, the last 7 days, all my sports have been hot. I've got a 5-pack, college basketball, NBA in that package, $34.95. And I also have a 3-pack if you just want NBA, my 3 NBA picks for the night, $29.95. Also a long-term deal like they were talking about earlier. The pick 2 cappers, great time to hop on that.
Yeah, great time to hop on that 2-for-1 capper deal right now. Pick Shane and one of the other cappers there over at Pick Dogs Prim, or his NBA pass for tonight with $29.99. That's a very great deal. And I would suggest when you win with those picks, make that upgrade to the long-term pass, because you see the numbers there. Not only NBA, that's across the board there with the past 7 days, past 30 days. He's delivering in all sports. So get on board with a long-term pass from Shane Mickle over at Pig Dogs Premium. Shane, is always great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
All right, sounds good. See you guys Thursday night.
All right, Thursday night indeed. Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, let's help us out here with those thumbs up. We appreciate Jazz will be here with the thumbs up. That thumbs up help us grow our audience, and we've got a lot more picks coming up, guys. It's hoops the rest of the way, as I said, so we got more plays coming up. And let's welcome in James Clark, one of the New York cappers here at Pig Dogs and on the show. Of course, he hit last week. I think he had a good underdog with the Brooklyn Nets, if I wasn't mistaken, and he's had some pretty good winners here for us. Let's bring in James Clark. I think we should find him here. Here he goes. James, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How are y'all guys?
We're doing great. All right, James, let's take a look at the game you'll be selecting here at 7:30 Eastern time. We got the Toronto Raptors to host the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are road favorites, 1.5, total 222.5.
Yeah, I mean, if you look here, the value of the Raptors, I like them on the money line. They've won 5 straight in a row. For some reason, the Raptors just have the Sixers number. I mean, they're more athletic. The Sixers like to play the half-court game. The Raptors are more run and gun. I know Kyle Lowry's out, but that even makes them a little bit more to run and gun, because they're going to have a little smaller unit in there. And also, the Sixers are against their division opponents. They're beating them by 2.5 points. It seems like every time the Raptors come to a divisional opponent, they step up their game. And I know they're playing in Philly, but I see Raptors with a good win tonight.
All right, James Clark here is going to tell you, go ahead and take the Toronto Raptors money line plus 105 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Chris, the Sixers have been terrible here of late on the road. That was their issue last year. Toronto was what we talked about. We're seeing their offense start to surge. Now the defense is coming together.
Yeah, and what's one thing I always say whenever we talk about a Sixers game on here when they're playing on the road, the amount of money we made last year just going against the Sixers on the road paid for everything else in itself. I think this is another spot. It's hard to beat the same team as many times in back-to-back, but, I think James hit it right on the head. If Lowry's out, Fred VanVleet's a point guard that likes to make it go more run and gun. Lowry's the more slow it down and get everything set up kind of guy. So I think if Lowry's out tonight, which it appears he is, I think Toronto's got a great shot to beat Philadelphia again. That's not to say Lowry's the reason that they're going to win this game, him being out, but I think the pace of play is going to be the difference here. Yeah,
pace of play here with Toronto Raptors money line. I'm not worried about 2-0. How many playoff series did we see teams go up 2-0, right? I don't have the numbers there, but it's we see it a lot when teams lose 2 in a row. So I don't subscribe to that zigzag too much. I hear a lot of people talk about it, but I just look and say, there's a lot of 2-0 series when I see it, when I look in the NBA. Yeah. All right, James, let's take a look here. What you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? Now, you got doing well in the NBA, approaching 400 units of profit. We got a nice board tonight from the NBA. A lot of games. It's a Tuesday. A lot of games here on a Tuesday. Of course, there's college hoops, hockey. What you got going on?
I got a 5-pack. It's a basketball stack. I got 3 NBA and 2 college basketballs that I really love. And looking to sweep the board. Coming off of a winning day yesterday. And like I said, I've been hot on the NBA here the last couple weeks, and looking to win again tonight. Like to go 3-0 in the NBA or 5-0 altogether.
Absolutely. Get on board here with James Clark. You see the numbers there in the NBA. 375 units of profit. He's doing very well. So pick up one of those one-day pass, and, of course, make that upgrade to long-term pass. Of course, James is from West Virginia. And I know West Virginia is playing TCU there, James. I'm sure you'll have a look to see at that game, right?
Oh yeah, West Virginia. plus pick West Virginia. That's an easy winner.
All right.
They'll win by 10 or more.
There you go. Another one from James Clark here. ESPN2 will televise it. And I mentioned that because it's not on the lineup for tonight. All right, James, have yourself a great night and continued success. And we'll talk with you next week.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.
All right, James Clark here on the drive-thru. Check him out over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get one of those long-term passes. That's the best value there on the site. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It looks like it's time for Chris Ruffolo. It's the hoops the theme now. We got NBA now from Chris, one of the late-night games. Let's go ahead and dial it in. And, of course, just a reminder, guys, keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. That helps us increase our audience. We greatly appreciate it. So now we go ahead and welcome in Chris, who's in the show. And now let's go ahead and bring up his game for tonight. All right, here we go. Nets to host it's the Kings to host the Nets. I got that backwards here. All right, this one's 7:30 Eastern. Maybe I don't. That was last week, right? That was last week when the Sacramento was home. I was thinking. It's funny because I was thinking about this matchup when I looked at this game. So the Nets are hosting the Kings. That's correct. 7:30 Eastern time. NBA League Pass channel will televise it. The Nets laying 6.5, total 242. Of course, the Nets faced the Kings and their just completed road trip. But now the Nets are home, laying 6.5. Chris.
Absolutely. You know, we start to wonder if we were talking about that run on Nets overs last week, and we're starting to be like, oh, okay, well, 19-3 to the over. How long can that keep going on? And, well, of course, they go out west, play the Lakers and Clippers, and go under in both of those games. The problem is, though, is that the Lakers have the best defense in the NBA in terms of points allowed on a points per possession basis. And the Clippers, well, they've got two of the best perimeter defenders on the planet, Pat Beverly being one of them. And none of those rules, none of those factors, nothing of that applies to the Kings, who are last in the league in defensive rating, gone over in 6 straight games. And you know what? We talk about, you know, how these statistics and these trends can apply to the over. You know, totals of at least 240 this year, 8-2 to the over, 28-21 to the over all time, 7-3 when the Nets are involved in those. I do not see any defense being played here between the Kings and the Nets. I see a ton of offense. I could easily see a game where both teams get into the 120s. But you know what? Either way you slice it, I like this game to go over 242. I think 242 between these two teams is an absolute gift. So I'm on the over in this one.
Can't argue that. There, Kings, Nets to go over total of 242. This one at 7:30 Eastern time. Watch it on NBA League Pass channel. All right, Chris, good night of hoops up over at on the schedule tonight. College, we got NBA, some hockey. What you got gone over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, you know, tonight we got Tomahawk Tuesday. It's the lead-in for to my biggest and favorite day of the week, Whale Bet Wednesday tomorrow night. Guys, these 3 plays are going to give you a nice enough bankroll that you can take tonight's winnings, and you can either upgrade to a long-term pass or even tomorrow alone. Go to check out Whale Bet Wednesday. That is going to give you one of your biggest chunks in stacks of cash heading into the weekend. But you know what? Like we always talk about, those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day passes, those are some of your best value. The yearly pass makes it pennies per pick. You know, we mentioned the 2-for-1 capper deal. That's fantastic value as well. Season passes. I also have my season pass for college hoops reduced to $199. That's going to get you up until the national championship game. And I can tell you there's a ton of value lying in that tournament bracket once it's set. But guys, check that out. Possibilities for you to make money at Pick Dogs are endless. We're going to put cash in your pockets. And baseball season's right around the corner as well. So, guys, it's a never-ending train. Go check it out.
Check it out over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the reduced college basketball hoops package, $199 right now. And, you know, Chris talked about the NCAA tournament. What about those conference tournament games? A couple of weeks of those, and we're getting close to those, and a lot of games around the clock there. So get on board here with Chris Ruffolo. You know, you handicap all the conferences, so you're familiar with all these teams. And a lot of people out there that aren't, it can be very difficult. So get on board with Chris here. Get his $199 pass from college basketball. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru, and let's welcome Damian Sosh. You'll find him as well on Pig Dogs Premium. Damian, how you doing today?
Hi, guys. Doing good.
All right, outstanding. All right, Damian, we're going to stick with hoops. And we got Villanova hosting St. John's at 8 Eastern time. We got Villanova here laying 11.5. The total sits here at 152.5.
Yeah, you know, St. John's is a pretty interesting team. They beat Villanova earlier this season. They put up 93 points against a good Xavier team. And then 4 days after that Xavier win, they lose to DePaul. But two very consistent things about St. John's. They can score the basketball, and they can let their opponents score the ball as well. They're averaging over 80 points per game. Opponents are scoring over 77 points per game against St. John's, and they're also shooting very well against St. John's. Opponents shooting 46.8% from the field and 34.7% from three-point land. Villanova, they're a good offensive team. They're a team that scores almost 78 points per game at home, even better, 81 points per game, and they're also 7-0 on their home court. Defensively, Villanova, they're pretty sound defensively. They give up just 68.2 points per game, but they allow teams to shoot very well against them, surprisingly. Teams are hitting almost 46% from the floor and nearly 37% from three-point land against Villanova. The first time these two teams met, St. John's held Villanova to 59 points. Villanova was just ice cold from the floor. I don't see that happening again. Nova shot just 20 for 62 in that first meeting. We're just 8 for 30 from three. That's not going to happen again in their home gym. And I also think St. John's is going to have some confidence, having beaten Villanova earlier. I see this as playing up-tempo, and I see it going over the total.
All right, we got over the total here with this one between St. John's and Villanova. All right, Chris, your thoughts on this Big East contest?
I thought you didn't like me anymore. I was like, damn, I just got axed.
When you're like this, I don't know what to do when I see it like this. So,
I'm checking my numbers.
You're probably looking at your soup, or you look at your, I know I was going to say salad, but I don't know, maybe you had a chicken bowl or something there.
Okay, first of all, that was one time last week. I was writing something off to the side. You immediately assume I'm eating. That's weight discrimination. Anyways, I'm 100% on board with this. Davey's 100% right. Two teams high in the KenPom ratings, top 35 in terms of offensive efficiency. This is going to be a track meet. I wouldn't be surprised if this game finishes in the 170s. So 152.5, I'm on board.
All right, you're going to be here at St. John's Villanova over 152.5. All right, Damian, let's take a look here on the board here tonight. A lot of hoops action, hockey. What you got going on at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's a huge card tonight. A lot of great games out there. I still have my NBA 3-pack that has yet to go off, and I have 4 college basketball plays for sale individually. I'm going to put them in a pack right after we get off the air here. Put 3 of those in a 3-pack, and I have a hockey play sitting out there. All those are available on the website, so definitely head on over there and check it out.
Check it out. Damian Sosh over at Pig Dogs Premium. Get that one-day pass. He's going to put one up here for the games tipping off top of the hour. Of course, get those winnings, get those long-term passes. That's the best value over at Pig Dogs Premium, that 3, 7, and 30-day pass at the side. All right, Damian, it's always great having you on the show. Have yourself a great week, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right, Damian Sosh here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on here. It's time for yours truly to step up here with my game. We're going to stick with NBA, and it's going to be the late-night game between the Clippers and the Washington Wizards. And let me go ahead and show you the numbers here in this one. It's 10 Eastern time, Clippers and Wizards. Clippers going to lay 12. Total sits here at 236. And I'm going to be taking the points. I'm going to take the Wizards here at plus the 12. Washington's won and covered 5 straight, after their win against the Lakers on Monday. It is a back-to-back, but, Washington does not face trouble in this spot. And, I understand the back-to-back. I understand the overtime, but I believe it's definitely in the line. When you look at the Wizards, they're hitting on 49% during this win streak, holding opponents to 43%. They sit 6th in defensive efficiency during this streak, allowing just under 106 points per 100 possessions. That's a top half offensively as well at 113 per 100. The LA Clippers not playing defense at elite level. You look at that past 5 games, they're allowing 47% shooting. I think you're kind of cherry picking when they're going to turn on and turn it off. They had some high profile games here of late. They failed to cover 6 of 8 at home. They got up for that Jazz game. Then they faced Brooklyn, a team that, let's see. They're likely to face the Jazz in the playoffs. Brooklyn is a possibility, but again, it's a long shot when you look at how Brooklyn has to get there. And I don't think the Wizards will bring out the best from the Clippers here. So I'm looking at the Washington Wizards here at plus 12. And you got to kind of look at this, Chris, with the Clippers, because this is one of those turn on, turn off teams.
Well, it almost just feels like when they're putting out the odds that they're just trying to bank on when the Wizards are going to fall. And I mean, I don't know. I was having trouble with this game all day. I liked the Wizards at one point. Then they played overtime last night, and it's gone back and forth. I think I'm going to take the over in this spot. I just think that, again, I think we're going to have another over here. We're just going to see a ton of scoring. But that lends itself to a cover for the Wizards, just because if you're going to play a high-scoring game with the Wizards, and they can usually match up pretty well with that. So I'm leaning towards the over here in this one personally.
I'm leaning with the Wizards plus 12. Chris leaning on the over the 236 here, Clippers and Wizards. Guys, check out Pig Dog Stream. I have a three-pack going on top of the hour. Check me out there at Pig Dog Stream. And also, I also offer a long-term pass. You've got the 7 and 30-day All Sports Pass, as well as those 2-for-1 cappers picks. You can group me with another capper of your choice. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Guys, like we do for every show, we recap the picks, and now it's time to let's recap the plays from today. We got Ninos to join us here on this segment. We had a full book show for today. It all started with Alex Smart. He was on the Canucks Oilers under 6.5. Tony Brown, Capitals minus 105 against the Penguins. Ninos, Blackhawks minus 100 against the Blue Jackets. Then we said goodnight for hockey. Now it's hoops the rest of the way. Rod, LSU minus 4.5 against Georgia. Shane, Mickle, the money line with Nebraska plus 215 against Penn State. James Clark, the Raptors money line plus 105 against the 76ers. Chris, Sacramento Kings, Brooklyn Nets going over 242. Damian, St. John's Villanova over 152.5. Yours truly on the Wizards at plus 12 against the Clippers. Let's start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Three words here. Why stop there? I think this could be a nice 9-game parlay for anybody who likes those long shots, because I like everything on this board, but I'm going to stick with Damian and the St. John's Villanova over. But I don't think you go wrong. All the cappers tonight gave us a bunch of great picks.
Good picks tonight on the drive-through. All right, El Ninos, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I'll go with Tony Brown's Capitals over the Penguins.
All right, and I'll go
Some
with
good picks out there, but that'll be my favorite out of the bunch.
I'll go with James Clark with the Raptors money line plus 105 against the 76ers. All right, guys, this was another edition of the drive-through. Tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We do this all again. We have a full book show. And we'll give out those free sports picks here for the primetime games on Wednesday. And reminder, it all gets started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. It's Mitch, it's Chris, it's Rod, it's Brian Bittler. And, of course, we got those YouTube premium shows in between our show, so be sure to check it out. And, of course, the MMA show returns tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, right after our show. So be sure to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And, of course, that thumbs up helps us grow our audience. And one thing I want to talk about the subscribing, make sure those notifications are set. There's a lot of live broadcasts on this channel, and you want to make sure you get notified when there's live free picks. So be sure to check it out. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the cappers from tonight's show. Let's wave everyone good night. Have yourself a great night. And we'll talk with you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m.